So I think I forgot a very important thing to mention in the hydrochloric acid video. So I know I mentioned earlier the whole theory about having too much hydrochloric acid in your stomach, and that being the reason why people experience heartburn and reflux and burning sensations in their stomach. And I think I said that it's usually quite the opposite. So I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on that. So if you're somebody that has been taking antacids or prescribed a protein pump inhibitor, something to deal with and combat levels of too much hydrochloric acid, I want you to listen up, because most likely if you've stopped taking it, your symptoms either came back or were probably even worse. And the reason why is usually because these, like I said, the levels of your hydrochloric acid in the stomach are generally tend to be much lower than what they should be. So why would somebody get heartburn and reflux and indigestion if they don't have enough acid? Why do they feel acidic? The reason is that food should only remain in your stomach for like 2 to 4 hours. And when the acidity of the stomach is where it should be, then food is mixed and created into this more easily digestible substance with the help of the juices in the stomach, mainly the mixture with the hydrochloric acid. When those juices and that acid isn't there, then foods aren't properly broken down, and they can actually sit in the stomach. I think somebody said for up to like 14 days, which is crazy. That's a breeding ground for an infection, but that's a whole nother conversation. So what happens is you get this food that sits in your stomach longer than what it should, and it actually begins to putrefy and ferment in your stomach, which it shouldn't do that. And that is often what has given people the reflux and the heartburn, and that burning sensation is the food that's basically rotting in their stomach is being burped up and feels very uncomfortable. So if you are one of those people that have taken antacids or Tums or Nexium or anything like that that's been prescribed to help with your symptoms of reflux or heartburn or GERD, and babies are a whole nother conversation that I love to get into, that you might give this a try. If you tried to stop taking these things and your symptoms were worse or they came right back, then the problem isn't because you have too much acid in your stomach. Unless you've got Barrett's esophagus, where you genuinely have too much acid and it is eating the lining of your system, most people are dealing with low levels of hydrochloric acid. And I strongly encourage you to check out the video explaining more on hydrochloric acid and how to complete a very simple, easy, and inexpensive test on testing your levels at home to see where you're at, and to see if maybe you can benefit from restoring the balance and the integrity of your stomach. So I hope this was informative, and if you know anyone that's dealing with something that sounds similar to this, please consider sharing the video with them, and I look forward to learning and teaching more with you. Thanks so much.